All right, thanks for joining me today. We're going to talk about grading the Washington Capitals during the pause so far this season. Now, before we get started, I just want to ask you to please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so it'll alert you when my next video will come out, which, by the way, will be about the Vegas Golden Knights. Now, the Capitals have been killing it so far this season up until February, where they hit a bit of a brick wall, had a rough patch there, and their March was kind of meh. Now, they're obviously a team that is a contender. They should make a lot of noise in the playoffs. They went out and got Brendan Dillon, a left shot defenseman from the San Jose Sharks, who's another bruiser on that team, next to the likes of like Radko Gudas. And even and there's Tom Wilson on the forward bunch there. You got to keep your head up when you're on the ice against Washington. Now, their record, they lost the last game, by the way, against the Buffalo Sabres in the shootout. They're 4-3-3 in their last 10. They still lead the Metro right now, but only by 1 point. The surprising Philadelphia Flyers are biting at their heels. And then, of course, there's the Pittsburgh Penguins, who are only 4 points back as well, and they've all played the same amount of games. Now, let's talk about their defense. And how do I not start off with John the God Carlson? He's got 75 points. 75 points in 69 games. He's 10th in the league in scoring right now. Not in defensemen, in the league. When it comes to the defense, though, the next best defenseman is Roman Josi with 65 points, 10 points behind. And then there's Hedman, who's 20 points behind after that. Just crazy. Now, of course, he leads the team in ice time with just over 24 minutes a game. He's third or fourth or so in the plus-minus category. But he does everything. He's on the first power play. He's on the penalty kill. He's everywhere. The problem with the defense, I got to say, though, offensively speaking, is that it kind of drops off after that first pairing. Now, Orlov is the next best on the team for defenseman points with 27. Yeah. So if they can at least transition that puck to the forward group, then there's nothing to worry about. But that's, if anything, that might be a slight weakness with their defense. And then let's move on to goaltending, speaking of weaknesses, because Braden Holtby has been declining the past few seasons, as everyone knows. This season, he's had an .897 save percentage in 48 games. Yeah. And his playoffs, though, seem to always be a bit of a resurrection time for him. Now, he was only at a .914 save percentage click last season, but when they won the Cup, he was at a .922. The year before that was .909, not so great. The year before that, .942. And then .944, and so on and so forth. So I'm really curious to see if he can do that again this playoffs, or who Washington even starts. Maybe they start with Samsonov, sort of like what they did with Grubauer a couple of years ago, and then after the first couple losses, they brought in Holtby, and then he was just a world killer right then and there. So, but speaking of Samsonov, in 26 games so far this season, he's a .913 save percentage. So not bad, especially for a rookie, right? But funny enough, for the Hershey Bears and in the AHL in 37 games, he had an .898 save percentage. So Holtby, as you all know, is going to be a UFA at the end of the season. So my opinion is that he'll probably walk. They'll let him walk. They'll go after another goaltender who's much more affordable. They'll probably look at platooning them with Samsonov because he may not be ready yet. Maybe he might need another 2 to 3 years of fermenting before he's ready to go, and maybe they go after maybe like one of Halak or Grice or someone they can get for around $3.5 million. Now let's talk about their forward group here, and what can you say? There's from top to bottom, everyone is scoring. Starting with Ovechkin, he's got 48 goals so far this season. He's tied with Pasternak in that respect. Surprisingly, or maybe not so surprisingly, he's got the worst plus-minus on the team by far with a -12. But he also leads the forwards in offense in ice time with just over 20. So yeah. But the last couple seasons, Ovi has really made an effort in the playoffs to back check a little more. So we'll see if his game changes a little bit as well. Kovalchuk has fit on that third line right wing spot. He's also playing on the second power play so far. I'm really curious to see, watch some more games to see how he gels with this group and into the playoffs as well. And just seeing them together. Because Ovi plays both the first and the second power play, and just to see Kovalchuk and him on that unit, you just get tingles all over. Now, what would I grade this team? I digress about the forward bunch. The only weakness I see there, by the way, very quickly, is their face-off win percentage. It's one of the worst in the league. Yeah. And I'd give them a grade of an A-. And I don't think that's too shabby. I can see them going far in the playoffs. But there's a lot of parity out there. There's a lot of good teams. So very curious, see how their goaltending holds up, see if their defense can create a little bit more offense. But in any case, I'd love to hear what your grade on this team would be down in the comments section down below. And please don't feel shy about sharing this video. It really helps out the channel, and I'd appreciate it as well. Thank you so much. Thanks again, and stay safe and stay home if you can. Cheers.